Hello and welcome to another update video about Kaspa. It's good to see that Kaspa is now following through to the downside. We had a tiny rally yesterday, but nothing that changed our expectations anyway. So we had a little bit, I shouldn't call that a rally. It was just a corrective move up. The good news is we're basically getting to where we wanted Kaspa. The idea has been that we are now in this sort of correction, yeah, and so far this is playing out at the moment. We had at the time a tiny trend line here. When that broke, we said first target is the lower boundary line of the trend channel. And then when we had a small rally, I assumed it was a B wave, which proves to be correct. And now we are heading down in this C wave. So the thing is, the question that comes up is, okay, is this just a larger A wave of an even larger fourth wave, or will the fourth wave already be in here? Now, what I can tell you is I assume this is going to get a more significant correction. I assume that we're going to go deeper into the support region. We've got the relevant Fibonacci levels here on the chart. In this particular scenario, price could come down all the way to 1.12 cents. So it's quite far away from that level. Most likely, I'd say something between 1.5 to 2 cents. Essentially, we will need to see after, what you need to understand, after this move down here, we have 3 waves down. And I would assume that this will form the A wave. Yeah. Then we need to see how the structure of the next rally is. If it's corrective in 3 waves, it's likely a B wave. That is what I'm leaning to. I'm leaning towards the next rally to be a B wave. I don't think that what we're doing here is sufficient to correct the entire rally that we had. I think this is a fourth wave, which should ideally at least get to 2.9 cents at least, but more likely this region here. Because if we're dealing with a diagonal structure, which I assume we are, then yeah, you typically get quite deep retracements anyway in diagonals. And, if we come down a little bit lower, you can see the golden ratio here, 1.12 cents, is basically where that B wave low was. Going below that level would be more bearish. But basically everything here in the yellow wave count, which would suggest another high is coming, is covered as long as the 61.8 retracement level is holding at 1.12 cents. Now, at the moment, we have to focus on what we see. I don't know, this just disappeared for some reason. Let me just bring that back. There you go. And then we can just focus on what we see at the moment. So we need to understand where are we now in this ABC correction. My assumption is that we are currently forming here a C wave, and this C wave is a 5-wave move. So first of all, let's add some microwaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's at least an idea. But what is more important is to understand the fibs, the fib extensions. So what we do is we take the length of the A wave, then we go to the high of the B wave, and we're looking for the 100% extension level. That's basically at 3 cents basically, yeah? 3.07 roughly, okay? 3.06, 3.07. Now, this would work out because we've got the C wave reaching the 1-to-1 ratio and 5 waves. Now, I can tell you if it goes below that, then this just disappears today. Then the next target is 2.9 cents. If we go below that, then I assume we go down much deeper, and then we will probably come to that 38.2 fib level, which I would assume now anyway. But before we get there, I would assume that this is forming a much larger structure, ABC. So a B wave rally would be likely at some point, yeah. And if we get that B wave, then we can calculate the target for the C wave, as we did it with the small C wave here, which is currently coming down and seems to be hitting our support level in the next few days. When we then eventually come down to the 38.2 retracement level, you can see there's also the previous swing low. So that's going to be significant support. But first of all, I think this is in a correction. And I said it, I think in the last video, this correction could take a while. We're now slightly oversold on the 4-hour chart. So it would be likely to get that B wave in at some point. Daily chart also nearly oversold on the daily. Again, it indicates that this B wave rally could start. Maybe something more bullish. Surely, after 3 waves down, I can't rule out that this was the wave 4 already, right? So far, it's been working very nicely according to plan, but I can't rule out that it's going to be a very short fourth wave, but I can tell you if this is the main fourth wave of this move up, this is too short or too shallow for that. Okay, so anybody who wants to speculate for rising prices, I mean, you can always wait for a small bottoming structure, like an engulfing green candle, like I don't know, moving average cross, whatever your strategy is. Go long with a stop below the last swing low. I mean, first of all, we need a reversal because at the moment it's just a knife catch. So it's going down lower. So I focus on lower until we see some kind of a signal. And I gave you some levels to watch, right? Still in the bullish range on the 4-day chart though. Weekly chart. It's all very high. So at some point it just needs that major correction. We also had a bearish divergence here on the weekly chart. So they're just things that point to what at some point, you get that deep retracement. On the daily, though, again, nearly oversold. So we can look forward to that bounce, which first of all, I'm leaning towards a B wave. Let's see, but very short term should go down a little further. I gave you the levels to watch. Let's see if we react there, and then I keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.